change gender. Once upon a time, in the heart of Esa, a small but vibrant village in Nigeria, there lived a couple named Ikena and Ezin. For 15 long years, they had longed for a child but remained childless. Ezin, a woman of deep faith and resilience, endured the scorn of her husband's family, particularly from Ikena's mother. Ikena, although loving and supportive of his wife, often found himself caught between his mother's harsh words and his wife's silent tears. The villagers of Esa were kind but curious. Whispers about Ikena and Ezin's childless state floated through the village market and on the lips of the elderly gathered under the ancient baobab tree. Ezin's heart ached, not just from the weight of the whispers, but from the absence of a child's laughter in their home. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the village, Ezin sat with Ikena in their small, cozy living room. The air was thick with unspoken thoughts. She finally broke the silence, her voice trembling but determined. "My husband," she began, "all children are a blessing from God. Can we please consider adopting a child from Mama Ozioma's house?" Mama Ozioma was a revered woman in the village, known for her kindness and her home, which was a refuge for orphan children. Ezin had always admired her dedication and had often thought of the children she cared for as little angels waiting for a home. Ikena sighed deeply, rubbing his temples as he contemplated his wife's request. "Ezin, you know how I feel about this. I do not think I can love another man's child the same way I would love my own," he replied, his voice tinged with frustration. Tears welled up in Ezin's eyes, but she quickly wiped them away. "Ikena, I am so eager to feel like a mother. If we cannot have our own child, can we not give love to one who has none?" Ikena looked at her, the pain in her eyes cutting through his resolve. He loved her dearly and hated seeing her suffer. "Okay, Ezin," he said softly, "let's consider it. But it must be a female child. A girl will marry and take another man's surname, but a boy will carry my name forever. I do not want a stranger to continue my lineage." Ezin was taken aback by his reasoning but chose to accept it. Her heart was set on becoming a mother, and this was a step forward. The next day, she set out to visit Mama Ozioma's house, her heart pounding with anticipation. When she arrived, Mama Ozioma was trying to soothe a crying baby boy. Ezin watched as the baby's cries pierced the air, and something within her stirred. She approached and offered to hold the baby. To her amazement, the moment she cradled him in her arms, he stopped crying. His tiny hand grasped her finger, and Ezin felt a warmth spread through her heart. "Mama Ozioma, has anyone come for this child?" Ezin asked, her voice filled with hope. "No, Ezin. He was brought here this morning. His parents were victims of a tragic accident," Mama Ozioma replied. Ezin looked at the baby boy, who had now fallen asleep in her arms. She felt an overwhelming sense of love and belonging. "I want this child, Mama Ozioma," she declared. Mama Ozioma smiled gently. "He is yours, Ezin. But remember, you must tell Ikena the truth." Ezin nodded, knowing that the road ahead would not be easy. She returned home with the baby, her heart light yet heavy with the secret she carried. She named him Namdi, meaning, "My father is alive," hoping it would bring some comfort to Ikena. As she prepared to tell Ikena about Namdi, a tragic event unfolded. Ezin went into the forest to gather herbs, as she often did, but did not return. Ikena and the villagers searched frantically and found her lifeless body, having fallen victim to a wild animal attack. Ikena was devastated. Amidst his grief, he discovered Namdi's true identity. His mother's fury was palpable, but as Ikena held Namdi, he felt the baby's warmth and innocence. His heart softened. He decided to honor Ezin's memory by raising Namdi as his own. The death of Ezin had left a gaping wound in Ikena's heart. The village mourned with him, but no words could soothe the pain of losing his beloved wife. Each day was a battle, not just against the sorrow but also against the responsibilities he now had to bear alone. Among those responsibilities was caring for Nnamdi, the child Ezin had so dearly wanted. Despite his initial reservations, Ikenna found himself softening towards the baby. Nnamdi had a way of bringing a brief smile to his face, even in the darkest times. Yet the boy's presence was a constant reminder of the promise Ikenna had made to Ezin and the secret she had kept. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, Ikenna sat alone in his small living room, staring at the flickering flame of an oil lamp. His thoughts were a whirlpool of grief and confusion. He had promised Ezin they would adopt a girl, but now he was left with a boy who wasn't his biological son. Nnamdi lay asleep in a makeshift crib, oblivious to the turmoil around him. Ikenna approached the crib and gazed down at the child. Nnamdi's tiny fingers curled around his thumb in his sleep, and Ikenna felt a strange warmth spread through him. Perhaps it was time to let go of the past and embrace the future, he thought. Ikenna, my son, a voice called softly from behind. It was his mother, standing in the doorway, her face etched with concern. You cannot carry this burden alone. Let us do what is right for the child and our family. Ikenna sighed deeply, his eyes never leaving Nnamdi's peaceful face. Mama, I promised Ezin. And now she is gone. What am I to do? His mother stepped closer and placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. Sometimes, the right path is not the easiest one. You must decide whether to follow your heart or be bound by the past. This child, Nnamdi, needs a father. Can you not be that for him? Ikenna looked up, tears brimming in his eyes. But he is not my blood, Mama. How can I raise him as my own? His mother smiled softly, her eyes filled with wisdom. Love is not bound by blood, my son. It is bound by the heart. If you open your heart to this child, he will be your son in every way that matters. That night, Ikenna made a decision that would change his life forever. He would raise Nnamdi as his own, honoring Ezin's memory and embracing the love he felt growing within him for the child. The next morning, he visited Mama Ozioma to formalize the adoption and ensure that Nnamdi would be recognized as his son. Months passed, and as Ikenna dedicated himself to raising Nnamdi, his heart slowly began to heal. He poured his love and energy into nurturing the boy, teaching him the ways of the village and the values he held dear. Nnamdi, in turn, thrived under his care, his laughter echoing through their home and bringing light to Ikenna's life. One day, while working in the fields, Ikenna met Chief Odigon, a wealthy businessman who was impressed by Ikenna's diligence and integrity. Odigon offered him a lucrative contract that promised to change their fortunes. With newfound financial stability, Ikenna decided to officially name the child Nnamdi, meaning, my father is alive, signifying the continuation of his legacy and the bond they had formed. As Nnamdi grew, his joyful spirit and infectious humor made him a beloved figure in the village. Ikenna remarried and had another son, Kizoba, but his bond with Nnamdi remained strong. The village celebrated the family's prosperity, and Nnamdi's laughter became a symbol of hope and resilience. Yet, Ikenna struggled with Nnamdi's carefree nature, often urging him to be more serious and responsible. Nnamdi, however, believed in the power of laughter and joy, determined to bring happiness to those around him. One day, Ikenna sent Nnamdi on an errand to Motsi Kochi's house, a wealthy merchant in the neighboring kingdom of Otu. It was there that Nnamdi met Adeebi, a girl with a disability who had lost her ability to walk after a tragic accident. Seeing her sadness, Nnamdi used his humor to make her laugh, sparking a deep friendship that would shape their futures. Nnamdi's visits to Motsi Kochi's house became the highlight of his days. Each encounter with Adeebi brought him joy and purpose. Her laughter, like a melody, lifted his spirits, and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Nnamdi felt a deep sense of fulfillment in making her happy, something he had always longed to do for his father. On the seventh day, Motsi Kochi called Nnamdi into his study. He was a stern man, known for his keen business sense and wise decisions. As Nnamdi entered the room, he felt a mixture of nervousness and hope. "Nnamdi," Motsi Kochi began, "I have watched you closely over these past days. You have brought joy to my daughter's life in a way no one else has. For that, I am grateful." Nnamdi bowed his head, feeling humbled by the praise. "But," Kochi continued, "I have a proposition. I want you to marry my daughter, Adeobi. She needs someone who can make her laugh and bring her joy every day." Nnamdi's heart skipped a beat. He had grown fond of Adeobi, but marriage was not something he had considered. He thought about his father, Ikena, and how he had always urged him to be more responsible and serious. "Motsi Kochi, I am honored by your offer, but I must speak with my father before making any decisions," Nnamdi replied. Kochi nodded. "Very well. But know this, Nnamdi, you have a gift, and it should not be wasted." Nnamdi returned home, his mind swirling with thoughts. He found his father sitting by the fire, his face etched with lines of worry and sorrow. "Papa, I have something important to tell you," Nnamdi began. Ikena looked up, his eyes weary. "What is it, my son?" Nnamdi recounted the events of the past week, ending with Kochi's proposal. Ikena listened in silence, his expression unreadable. "Nnamdi, you must follow your heart," Ikena said finally. "But remember, a life of laughter is a life well lived. If Adeobi makes you happy, then marry her." Nnamdi was taken aback by his father's words. For the first time, Ikena was encouraging him to pursue his passion. The next day, Nnamdi returned to Motsi Kochi's house and accepted his offer. The village celebrated their union, and Nnamdi felt a sense of peace he had never known. But tragedy struck soon after. Ikena fell gravely ill, his body weakened by years of hard work and sorrow. Nnamdi stayed by his father's side, his heart heavy with grief. "Papa," Nnamdi whispered, holding his father's hand, "I am here." Ikena opened his eyes, a faint smile on his lips. "Nnamdi, you have brought joy to many. Do not let my death bring you sorrow. Continue to laugh, my son, and make the world a happier place." With those words, Ikena took his last breath, leaving Nnamdi with a heart full of memories and a resolve to honor his father's wishes. Nnamdi and Adeobi's life together was filled with love and laughter. Despite the pain of losing his father, Nnamdi found solace in Adeobi's presence. They worked together to improve their village, bringing joy to those around them. One day, while performing at a village festival, Nnamdi caught the attention of a traveler from the distant kingdom of Umi. The traveler was enchanted by Nnamdi's humor and invited him to perform at the royal court. Adeobi encouraged Nnamdi to accept the invitation. "Go, Nnamdi. Share your gift with the world. I will be here, waiting for your return." With a heavy heart but a sense of purpose, Nnamdi set off for Umi. The journey was long but Nnamdi's spirits were high. He was determined to make his mark and honor his father's memory. Upon arriving in Umi, Nnamdi was amazed by the greatness of the kingdom. The royal palace was a sight to behold, with its towering spires and magnificent gardens. Nnamdi felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as he prepared for his performance. The royal court was filled with nobles and dignitaries, all eager to see the new jester. Nnamdi took a deep breath and began his performance, pouring his heart and soul into every joke and gesture. The audience erupted in laughter, their faces alight with joy. King Obi, the ruler of Umi, was particularly impressed. "Nnamdi, you have a rare gift," he declared. "You shall be the royal jester, bringing laughter and happiness to our court." Nnamdi was overwhelmed with gratitude. He had found his calling, and his father's words echoed in his mind. He knew he was on the right path. Life in the royal court was filled with new experiences and challenges. Nnamdi quickly adapted to his role, using his wit and humor to entertain the king and his court. He formed close bonds with the other servants and became a beloved figure in the palace. Despite the distance, Nnamdi kept in touch with Adeobi through letters. He missed her dearly but knew that his work in Umi was important. Adeobi, in turn, supported him wholeheartedly, proud of the impact he was making. One day, while exploring the palace gardens, Nnamdi stumbled upon a hidden grove. There, he met an elderly man named Is, who was a retired jester. Is became Nnamdi's mentor, teaching him the secrets of the craft and the importance of bringing joy to others. Nnamdi, he said one evening, laughter is a powerful tool. It can heal wounds, mend broken hearts, and bring people together. Never underestimate its power. As the years passed, Nnamdi faced numerous trials and tribulations. Political intrigue and court rivalries threatened to undermine his position, but Nnamdi's quick wit and genuine kindness won him many allies. One day, a neighboring kingdom declared war on Umi, and the palace was thrown into chaos. Nnamdi used his humor to boost the morale of the soldiers and the people, reminding them of the strength of unity and laughter. The war was long and grueling, but eventually, Umi emerged victorious. King Obi praised Nnamdi for his contributions, and the kingdom celebrated their hard-won peace. With peace restored, Nnamdi felt a longing to return to Umuoka. He missed Adeobi and the simple joys of village life. King Obi, recognizing Nnamdi's desire, granted him leave to visit his homeland. When Nnamdi arrived in Umuoka, he was greeted with open arms. The village had changed, but the warmth and love of the people remained the same. Adeobi, now a respected healer, welcomed him with tears of joy. "Nnamdi, you have done so much," she said, embracing him. "Your father would be proud." Nnamdi felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had honored his father's memory and found his place in the world. But most importantly, he had found his way back to the ones he loved. Nnamdi and Adeobi's love story culminated in a grand celebration. The entire village gathered to witness their union, a testament to the power of love and laughter. The ceremony was filled with joy, music, and, of course, Nnamdi's humor. As they exchanged vows, Nnamdi looked into Adeobi's eyes and felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. They had come a long way, and their journey was just beginning. "Nnamdi," Adeobi whispered, "we have faced many challenges, but we have always found our way back to each other. Together, we can overcome anything." Nnamdi nodded, his heart full. "Yes, my love. Together, we are unstoppable." Nnamdi and Adeobi dedicated themselves to improving their village and helping those in need. They established a school for children, ensuring that future generations would have the opportunity to learn and grow. Adeobi's healing skills brought relief to many, and Nnamdi's laughter continued to brighten the darkest days. The village of Umuoka thrived under their guidance, and Nnamdi's reputation as a master jester spread far and wide. People from neighboring villages and kingdoms came to seek his wisdom and enjoy his performances. As the years went by, Nnamdi grew older, but his spirit remained as vibrant as ever. He knew that the time would come when he would have to pass the torch to the next generation. One day, he gathered a group of young villagers and began to teach them the art of jesting. Among them was a boy named Ifani, whose laughter reminded Nnamdi of his younger self. "Ifani," Nnamdi said, placing a hand on the boy's shoulder, "you have a gift. Use it to bring joy to others and carry on the legacy of laughter." Ifani nodded, his eyes filled with determination. "I will, Nnamdi. I promise." Nnamdi's final performance was a grand affair, held in the heart of Umuoka. People from all over the kingdom of Umi and beyond came to witness the legendary jester one last time. As Nnamdi stepped onto the stage, he felt a profound sense of peace. He looked out at the crowd, seeing familiar faces and new ones, all united by the joy of laughter. "Ladies and gentlemen," Nnamdi began, his voice strong and clear, "it has been my honor to share my gift with you. Remember, no matter what challenges life throws your way, laughter is the key to overcoming them. Let us laugh together, today and always." The audience erupted in applause, their laughter echoing through the night. Nnamdi's heart swelled with pride and contentment. He had fulfilled his destiny and honored his father's memory. As the sun set over Umuaka, Nnamdi sat with Adeobi, their hands entwined. They watched the sky turn shades of orange and pink, a beautiful end to a beautiful day. "Nnamdi," Adeobi said softly, "you have brought so much joy to this world. I am proud to be by your side." Nnamdi smiled, his eyes twinkling with love. "And I am grateful for you, Adeobi. Together, we have created something truly special." As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Nnamdi felt a deep sense of fulfillment. His journey had been long and filled with challenges, but it had also been rich with love, laughter, and purpose. In the twilight of his life, Nnamdi knew that his legacy would live on through the laughter of those he had touched. And with Adeobi by his side, he faced the future with a heart full of hope and joy. And so, the story of Nnamdi, the jester who brought laughter and love to the world, came to a peaceful and happy end. I hope you enjoyed the tale. If so, please like the video, comment, share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for more enchanting tales like this one. Goodbye.